Oh, come on, Julie!
Many years ago, when a barn was needed, friends and neighbors would get together and saw planks of wood, pound nails, and labor for each other so that the burden would be shared. Today, we're not so lucky, but we do have modern know-how and Equitech. Hello, I'm Phil Reeson. Through the years, ways have been developed to make it cost-effective and efficient to have the barn that meets the needs of your business or pastime. Kelly Christensen of Equitech is a distributor for MD Barns, one of the most reliable, flexible, and highest quality barns you'll find anywhere.
Being able to have a construction company that's completely equestrian oriented, and it's been a great dream come true to be able to just love to go to work, and I know what true passion is, in working, and just really love the business, the people. Without hardly any exception, every single one of our customers turns into lifelong friends, and it's just been a great experience.
Kelly is fair, dependable, and the fast construction will save time and money. He uses his knowledge and resourcefulness to expedite the completion of your new barn and to ensure your satisfaction. MD Barns resists the weather and won't deteriorate like so many others on the market. The high-quality materials are even fire-resistant. It can be tailor-made to fit your exact needs and built on-site by an experienced team ready to do the job. What are some of the owners saying about MD Barns? Let's find out.
Working with Kelly has been very enjoyable, and working with MD Barns. We put in all of the barns and started from state-of-the-art from a design point of view with Kelly in designing the arena, the office space, the vet hospital, and it was really very enjoyable to lay it out the way we wanted. We now have over 250 stalls built on the property, but this has been enjoyable because we've enjoyed working with them.
MD Barns is a company that has everything pre-manufactured, but you as a buyer can then lay out a plan that you want to with Kelly Christensen's help, and we can select what things that we want to have in our barns. For example, we, with Kelly's help, went through and decided we wanted ventilation on each stall door on the outside of the barn so it could have more ventilation. So it's a package that you can buy. It's like an erector set. And when it arrives, once you map everything you want, Kelly and his crew just go to town on it, really. And our experience has been wonderful. We've had 100-mile-an-hour winds out here. Record rainstorms the last 7 years have hit our property. And so far the facilities have handled it masterfully. And plus, the main important thing is the horse's health and happiness. And then, of course, makes us happy.
This arena has not only added property value, but for me, personally, very useful. We put a round pen in it, and there's so much room that we can work them, and so that, when they're like 2.5 years old, we can send them down to the trainer. I have Kelly's number programmed into my cell phone, and if there's anything at all that, I need him to come back, I call him, he answers, and sometimes he's out the same day, and at the latest the next day. Very, very prompt.
Equitech Inc. and MD Barns made our building process and our design process very easy. We wanted the living quarters to be adjacent to the arena, attached to the facility, so it would be convenient and comfortable, and it has been just that.
I am sold on MD Barns, and transporting horses all over the country for 22 years, I saw a lot of barns. I saw a lot of barns into racehorse places, show horse places, and I'm, after all these years, sold on MD Barns. They're good.
If you would like something very elaborate or just in need of something simple, MD Barns can be tailored to fit any want or desire.
We've gotten to know Kelly very well, and actually the work that Equitech has done for us is a little over $4.5 million so far just in construction costs. So he's able to handle a big job, and he's able to handle a smaller job. So we completely finished our project and then came to him and said we wanted a small 4-stall barn as a receiving barn, and he was just as happy to build the 4-stall barn as he was the 200-stall barn that he had built about 6 months earlier.
Upstairs, I have an office as well as an observation area where I am able to go out and watch over anyone in the arena, and it's a nice feeling to be able to look out, see them, make sure everything's okay and safe. So it works.
We, at the last moment in building the arena, added on another 9,000 square feet. This is our lounge area here. We built it to overlook the arena, and we're able to put in the fireplace and the games and that type of thing. And it's a place for us to bring our clients and to just relax and be able to enjoy the horse business.
We know in the future if we needed to add on, for example, add more stalls, we could do so. The modular concepts allow us to actually redesign our barn. And that's very comforting to know that we could change in the future to meet our needs.
In other words, there will always be changes. Is the doorway the way you want it? Is that the look that you wanted? Is that exactly where you want the water to go inside the stall? And Kelly is really very good at that.
If somebody ever buys this place, I could take all these panels down of these barns and build them somewhere else, and it'd be just like a new barn again. But I know mine's 21 years old and in real great shape.
They are literally bolt-together barns, and that means that they can become personal property rather than real property. And any tax man would tell you that there's some great advantages in being able to depreciate a barn over 7 to 10 years instead of a permanent structure over 31 years.
So for tax purposes, it helps you depreciate your asset, which is your barn, much quicker through MD Barns than, say, a permanent standing barn.
David Plummer was looking for portable, somewhat mobile barns and buildings, and therefore MD Barns would meet that need, and came in with some great prices and could meet the timelines that were expected from start to finish on the project.
I had one barn that was in Idaho about 20 years ago, disassembled the barn, moved it to California, reassembled it, used it for 6 years in California, took it down because I sold the property to a developer who was going to build homes, took that barn down and moved it to Utah. I then sold that property with that barn, who had been on 3 states, and the man that I sold it to disassembled the barn when he sold the property and moved it to another location in Utah. So that barn has been moved 4 times. That is the major advantage of dealing with someone like MD Barns, because they go together with a crew of bolting it together in cranes. They can take it apart just as easy as they put it together.
It's a very useful tool in many ways.
Kelly Christensen is an awesome person to work with. He's very committed to the client and the owners.
You get what you pay for, and they do have quality products. We are very happy with how it turned out.
In working with Kelly, I've also found him to be very conscientious and always available to phone calls or to get together for meetings, to pick up and deliver necessary prints, drawings, paperwork, etc. between any number of people, including the architects.
I can recommend Kelly above anybody else because I have had such a great experience with him and his crews, and he does quality work.
It seems to be very seldom that you use a contractor once and then use him twice and use him 3 times and use him 4 times.
I mean, I still keep in contact with him.
We found Kelly to be very, very willing to build what we want rather than what was the square box that's offered by most barn companies.
There's pulling, rabbits out of hats and things like that Kelly's been able to do for us. So he's great.
It's easy to see what is most economical is a barn that will last for years and many years to come. I'm Phil Reeson. Thanks for watching.